Hello, everyone. Today we're going to be talking about hair care, kind of a small topic, not a giant topic, but it may concern a lot of you. The other thing is the reason we're picking a slightly smaller topic is we're just coming off the last weekend of U.S. leadership, which is a really amazing event. And I'm not going to be covering it a lot. I'm going to be kind of touching on a few topics today. And then what I'll be doing is during the week, if you stay tuned, you'll be seeing more videos here on YouTube and also absolutely more content on Instagram and Facebook. So stay tuned. We've got a lot more to cover. In the meantime, hair care, I think it's a really important topic. Many of you have expressed an interest in hearing more about what I do or what I use. And in general, I have to say I was kind of blessed with thick hair. So that's just, I don't know, that's what I got. And some people not so much. You have to work with what you have, right? So I'm hoping that today the hair care tips that I'm going to give you and the products and the oil suggestions are going to really help you move in the direction of healthier hair and a way that you feel, gee, I really feel like I've made some improvements in my hair care. So for example, if you were blessed with very thick hair, I'm probably not going to do much for you, but if you were perhaps blessed with a little bit of dandruff, which I got that from my dad, you'll be able to find out some tips to work through that too. So stay tuned. I want to make sure everybody is on and listening. If you could give me a thumbs up in the chat, I would love that. Just give me a quick thumbs up so I know that you're all here and you're listening and you're interested in the topic. And we're going to start talking about our topic of the day, which I think you all will really like. Okay, so today's all about hair care, which is kind of interesting. For those of you who are on here for the first time, welcome. I just wanted to say hello to everybody who's here for the first time. I hope that you are interested in this particular topic. Next week, we're going to be talking about monthly specials, but throughout the week, we're going to be talking about leadership. So we're here to learn more about the hair care kit and some other hair care products that doTERRA has. We haven't gone through these in a long, long time. And we're also going to be learning about some hacks that you can use with the essential oils that you already have. So Leadership Retreat 2021 is held in Phoenix, Arizona, which is in the southwest of the United States. We're a big country, as you know. We had translations in all the languages at the bottom, which is really wonderful. As always, doTERRA outdid themselves, and this year is no different. There's some brand new products coming down the pike, and I'm not going to announce them now, but let's just say you're going to be happy to get outdoors and to be in the sun. So if that's a little bit of a tip for you, when their products are not on sale yet, they were not for sale at Leadership. They're going to be available, most of them after June 1st, but stay tuned. This week, I'm going to be making some big announcements. If you had the benefit of tuning into Leadership, I'd love to hear in the chat. Were you on? Did you like it? Give me a yes in the chat if you were on, and give me I'm excited about maybe just give me a wow in the chat if you're interested in new products. I have to tell you, I love new products. Every time I hear about something new, I think, wow, how did they think of that? That's so amazing. And this year is no different. So yes, Ivy says, wow, I know, Ivy, isn't that great? Some new products. Teresa says, yes, and wows, I guess she was on and she's wowed by the new products. If anybody's interested in hearing about the new products, I'm going to be doing some short videos here and on Instagram. So don't forget. And of course, I always ask you, please, if you haven't already, please subscribe, hit that subscribe button below. We really, really do appreciate it. Want to make sure that the content we're bringing to you is relevant to you, is empowering to you. Never want to feel like I'm here just talking about stuff that I want to talk about and not what you want to hear about, right? So that's why I'm here. We are in the end of March. Can you believe it? So January, February, and March almost gone. First quarter of the year, we're going to be entering into the second quarter. This is a wonderful time to do sort of a gut check. Where am I? Where do I want to go? The next 3 months in doTERRA are always super busy, just like they're super busy in our lives. But April, May, and June can be some of the best times for you to get out, share the doTERRA products, talk to people. Don't be shy, and please talk to everyone. That's one of the things that did come out of leadership, that we really need to talk to everyone, because everyone could potentially use these products. And we don't want to discriminate. We don't want to say, well, I don't think that lady or that man would like these products, therefore I'm just not going to, I'm too shy, I'm not going to talk about them. Or maybe they'll tell me no, or maybe they'll tell me I'm just not interested. Those are the things that you really want to make sure that you are, you're not doing, right? You're talking to everybody. And maybe it's selective, right? You're not going to walk up to people in the grocery store and be like, hey, let me spray this thing on you. But can you talk to your neighbors, your friends, and people that you meet? Absolutely. Make sure people know what you do. That's an important thing. Make sure they know what you do. So let's head out into our topic. The reason I included a slide here for safety measures is because we're going to be applying some of these oils to our head and to our skin. And I want to make sure that you clearly understand that when you apply an essential oil to your scalp, it's just as if you were applying it to your skin. So don't be surprised if you apply it to your scalp and you feel maybe tingling or something different. Hopefully you feel soothing and refreshment, but you want to be careful about what you're applying. I have told the story here a couple of times before, and that is that years and years ago, I was driving in my car and I had a bottle of orange oil, and someone had said that that orange oil would give you a little bit of a pick-me-up. And so I also knew that applying oils to the crown of my head was particularly effective in giving me a pick me up. And so what did I do? Now remember, I'm driving a car. I opened up the bottle. I took the bottle thinking that I was going to put a few drops on the top of my head. Didn't realize that I had taken out the regulator from the bottle earlier today. That's the small plastic thing that keeps the oils in the bottle and only coming out drop by drop. And basically what I did is I poured an entire bottle of orange oil on my head, or at least 3/4, because I quickly realized, oh my goodness, luckily I didn't have a car accident. But needless to say, the orange oil, so much orange oil, must have been at least, let's say 10 milliliters easily of pure, unadulterated, unfiltered, nothing, no, not cut in any way, just poured down over my scalp. It was a little much and it felt kind of hot for a while. Eventually began to evaporate, but I could feel that kind of tingling, on my skin. It was just a little bit too much for me. So I do not recommend you pouring half a bottle or 2/3 of a bottle of orange oil on your head, but it is safe to apply essential oils to your scalp. If you've ever applied essential oils to your scalp, give me a yes in the chat and let me know. Give me a yes first. I want to hear what the yes is. And then we're going to keep going. I want to give you a little bit of a background about applying essential oils, as I mentioned, to the scalp. So you want to avoid applying them to super sensitive areas or broken skin. So you have skin that's very super tender on your scalp for whatever reason, and you want to avoid using hot oils on anywhere on the scalp, especially hot oils that are not diluted. Now, the oils that I'm going to recommend over the next few slides are usually not hot, but I know that sometimes we have, some people have recommended hot oils for the scalp, and I'm going to steer away from that for now. So Teresa says, yes, she's used frankincense and myrrh on her scalp. Terrific. And Ivy says she's used tea tree on her scalp. So that's wonderful. We're going to talk about those oils in a little while. You can use dilution to minimize skin sensitivity, and be aware that oils can have sun sensitivity warnings. Now, some of the oils that we're going to talk about are sun sensitive. So if you happen to have very thin hair, or you're applying it right to your part, if you have a hard part. I don't have a hard part today. I kind of did a comb over today. But if you did and you apply them right there to the part, you could get burned. So just be aware, right? These are some of the things that we don't necessarily think about. And of course, if you have specific health concerns, if you've never asked a doctor, hey, what's this on my head? make sure you talk to your doctor, folks. I'm not a doctor. I'm not trying to diagnose you. Just want to make sure that you are able to help yourself soothe whatever trouble you may have on your scalp. So hot or strong oils include things like cassia, cinnamon bark, clove, oregano, and thyme. There are some others, but those are the main ones. I'm not recommending those for the scalp today. You may have seen another recipe, just want you to be aware. Next thing we want to talk about is applying them. So we know that there are 3 ways to use essential oils. We're going to talk specifically today or mainly about topical and aromatic. However, you should be taking, in fact, your LLV to strengthen your body in general, because it will strengthen your hair. It's going to strengthen everything else. So you have your Microplex VMZ, you have your XE Omega, and you have your, oh my goodness, I just spaced out. Anyway, you have your Alpha CRS, thank you. And all of those 3 working together will absolutely work to strengthen your hair and make your scalp more healthy. So using those products internally, good idea. Now, I also take, which is interesting, I also take Tri-Ease, because I find that when I take Tri-Ease, which includes lavender, and that's one of the things we're going to be talking about, it really does help my scalp. I don't have the same troubles and scaliness that I used to have since I started taking Tri-Ease on a regular basis. I also find that Tri-Ease taken seasonally is most effective for me. Why? Because as the seasons change, our skin begins to change. It gets wetter, it gets drier, it gets oilier, depending on what the seasons are. And all of us have different seasons, no matter what country we live in. Some of us live in very hot places, but we have a rainy season. And some of us live in cold places and we turn on the heat, and that dries out our skin. So depending on where you live and what you do, your scalp is going to be changing. Now, let's talk about a couple of ways you can use essential oils for your scalp. You can apply an extra drop or 2 right to your hair care to increase the aromatic benefits. I'm talking about aromatic first, because I think when we apply oils to our scalp, we think topical, topical, topical. But if you're applying oils to your scalp, you are going to get those aromatic benefits, and it can be calming and soothing to you, as well as topically soothing. So think about what it is that you're applying. You can wear, of course, essential oils on your hair or in your hair as your personal fragrance. There's a lot of companies that used to promote kind of spraying perfume in your hair. I don't recommend that, not to mention the fact that perfume is usually filled with different toxins and chemicals, and has an alcohol base. So what could be more drying to the skin and the hair than alcohol? Nothing. But a little bit of essential oils up on your scalp could actually act as a personal fragrance for you. So consider when you're applying your essential oils, of course, on your wrists, all your pulse points, but also in your hair. You can massage your scalp with essential oils. Now, you can massage the scalp with the oils neat, which means without any dilution of any kind, either water or fractionated coconut oil, or you could dilute them and then apply them to the scalp. You can apply them just to targeted areas. So when I'm talking about massage, I'm talking about massaging the entire scalp, the entire head. And then when I'm talking about targeted areas, you may have a bit of dryness here at the hairline or here at the crown, or maybe at the base of the neck, and using it only on targeted areas. You can also use it added to lotions or moisturizers for the scalp, or conditioners or shampoos, and then also be applying it more. Ingesting essential oils, as we talked about before, you can add them to a glass of water. You can take them in a veggie cap. You can put a drop under your tongue. Any of the oils that are ingestible, will absolutely call them out. You can use those oils to also support your scalp. I always feel that if you're using the same oil in multiple ways, you're going to get multiple benefits. I hope that that helps for everybody. When we talk about using the oils aromatically, and I know we talked about it a little bit more, it can also help to soothe us. Sometimes if we're concerned about what our hair looks like or what our scalp feels like, right, we tend to get a little bit more nervous. We don't want to set up that whole system of, is anybody looking at me, or I feel insecure. So we want to be able to inhale our essential oils and feel a little bit more calm. So we can, of course, diffuse our essential oils away from our body, but using them on the hair can act like a diffuser. Okay. When we talk about using them topically on the skin, and I think this is the beautiful spray, if I'm not mistaken. I love the beautiful spray. And I have to say, because it is blended, pre-blended with a fatty oil, I believe it's fractionated coconut oil, it is a wonderful addition to your hair care regime. But you've got to know that it's greasy. So I would do the following. I might apply a little bit in my hand and then dot it on a very dry area on my scalp. Or my hair was very dry. Again, put a small spritz on my fingers and then just work it into the tips of my hair. This is, ladies, mostly for you. If you have longer hair, you can add it into just the tips of the hair for moisturizing. Here's the other thing that I love specifically about the beautiful spray. It smells amazing, of course. But something that somebody pointed out to me was this hair at the very end is the oldest hair on your head. So this hair up here could be days or weeks old, while this could be months or even years old if you have longer hair. So you want to make sure you're treating this. And when we add conditioners and things, we want to add them first to the tips and then work it up towards the scalp, if that makes sense. And I think you've heard that before, but it bears repeating. When we use essential oils topically for our scalp, we're thinking about things like improving the complexion of the scalp or the skin tone of the scalp. And we can use it along the hairline. I know that some people are troubled with different sorts of scalp conditions that actually come through and are apparent through their hair. And that can be very troubling for them, for men and for ladies alike. You can use essential oils as part of a soothing scalp massage. I have to say, many times when I've gone for massages, the massage therapist will actually use essential oils on my scalp. And it's so incredibly soothing. Just that kind of, I don't know, it's wonderful. Now, for those of you who live anywhere in Southeast Asia and you've gone to any sort of market, who can remember that little squishy thing that goes like this, that massages your scalp, the scalp massager? I love that thing. And my son fell in love with it the minute I got home. I didn't think anybody else would like it. He took it and I've never seen it again. So for those of you who know what the scalp massager is, give me a yes in the chat, because that is a fabulous device. And really, I would love to buy another one because they are really super cool. And if you don't know what the heck I'm talking about, you have to look it up because it really is amazing. Okay, let's talk a little bit about purity. We're all here for doTERRA, specifically because of purity. We know that it's certified pure, tested grade. We always use things like hydrating oils like avocado, shea butter, and coconut oil in all of our moisturizers. Anything that's pre-mixed or pre-made product contains all natural products, and we just simple, clean, natural products, right? Not all companies, as we know, enforce the rigor in terms of testing or watching for adulteration. They may be trying to save money or time as they produce their products. doTERRA really goes the extra mile. And that was hammered home during leadership this past weekend, that we are standing head and shoulders above the crowd. Not only are we now the largest essential oil company in the world, we are also the most meticulous, the most thorough, and I would say the most generous in terms of what we do for the people on our teams, and also for what doTERRA does for us, always listening, always preparing products for us that we need and that we want. Okay, here we go. Now this, you're gonna have to take a screenshot because I don't have this anywhere else. These are your best essential oils for the scalp. So I'm gonna read this out, but I think it's important that you just screenshot it. To calm reactions, support healing, and promote healthy tissue, use your lavender and magnolia. And you can use these in pairs, ladies and gentlemen. So you want to use these in pairs, right? To soothe, promote regeneration and toning, use your sandalwood and your myrrh. To regenerate tissue and tone the skin, you want to use geranium and neroli. And then to cleanse, restore, invigorate the skin and reduce inflammation, because some of us with scalp conditions have a lot of inflammation. It can also block the hair follicles, so the hair follicles are not able to produce more hair, allow the hair to come out. We want to use frankincense and cedarwood. And then finally, to regenerate tissue and reduce scarring. I know my husband doesn't have a lot of hair. For those of you who know him, he's hair challenged. And I noticed that at the top of his head, a couple of years ago, he was actually getting some almost like scarring at the top of his head, but lo and behold, his scarring is disappearing because his wife applies the oils to him when he's sleeping. And so and needless to say, his head looks a lot better. So if you're a gentleman and maybe you're a hair challenged, or maybe even a lady in your hair challenge, and you want to make sure that every hair that grows is allowed to come out, use your helichrysum and your yarrow palm. So these are your best essential oils for the scalp. And we're going to be giving away 2 of these oils, the oils on this page, for our as our prizes today. Now for dandruff, I'm going to give you an interesting recipe. I got this recipe from a book that I love. Maria says, I super love to add geranium for my hair serum. And doesn't geranium smell great? I mean, some people don't love it, but I love geranium. That's a great tip, Maria. And your geranium is going to help you regenerate tissue and tone the skin. Now, any of these essential oils that I'm mentioning for the scalp, of course, could be used on the face or anywhere on the body, but we're talking specifically about the face today. Now, who wants that dandruff recipe? Put an I in the chat. And if I get enough eyes, I'm going to give it to you right now. Give me an I in the chat if you want those. Okay, looks like everybody wants it. That's super good. The recipe that I have for dandruff is 3 drops of abode. Yes, abode. Interesting. Tea tree, lemon eucalyptus, and or tulsi, and you're going to add that to your shampoo. You can also apply, and I'm putting this right in the chat so you can see it, and then you can apply copaiba or patchouli to the scalp after toweling your hair dry and before styling. So we always want to make sure that we are, whoops. Can everybody see that in the chat? So for dandruff, 3 to 4 drops of abode, tea tree, lemon eucalyptus, and or tulsi added to your shampoo to a single application. So what do I mean when I say that? You're going to put your shampoo in your hand as much as you're going to use. Let's say you're going to use something like the size of, I don't know, maybe this much. I don't know how big this is. 2 inches, something like that, or 1 inch. And then you're going to put the drops right into your hand. So what you could do is you could pre-mix it, keep the little bottle in your shower, and then just add 3 to 4 drops right into your mixture, into your hand, and then wash your hair. Don't put 3 to 4 drops in the bottle of shampoo and then come back and tell me didn't work. I don't know what happened. It wasn't good. Okay, now you know you're going to apply it to the single application. And the same thing with the copaiba and the patchouli. You're going to add about 3 drops of each right to your hand, and then you're going to apply it to your scalp after toweling dry. So your hair should not be soaking wet, right? But before styling. If you have any issues, obviously, you want to stop immediately. The other thing you can do, start small. Start with 1 drop. Start with 1 drop of one of the oils. If you don't have all 4 oils, use 2 of the oils. Almost everybody has tea tree at this point. You may not have tulsi because it's a more recent oil. If you haven't had the chance to get your hands on some abode, now's your opportunity. And then, of course, lemon eucalyptus also has been around for a couple of years. Now's your time to kind of stock up and make that a new priority for you. Okay, so these are my recommendations for hair abundance, and all of you know what I'm talking about. If you don't have hair abundance, but you'd like to promote hair abundance, recipe number 1, this is the tried and true. These are the ones this is the one that you've seen again and again on social media. 2 drops each lavender and rosemary with 2 tablespoons of jojoba oil. Massage into the scalp and leave on for at least 30 minutes. And I think the reason why it says leave on for at least 30 minutes is because that's going to be kind of greasy. You could cut down on the jojoba oil. Why do we use jojoba and not fractionated coconut oil? I know someone's going to ask me. The reason is because jojoba oil is actually a liquid wax, and the pH of jojoba oil is very close to the pH of the skin and therefore absorbs really quickly. However, its molecular structure is a little bit larger than that of fractionated coconut oil, which makes coconut oil very effective for absorption, quick absorption, whereas jojoba oil in general is a little bit slower. So we're going to put that jojoba in there. You could use a little bit less. Teresa is mentioning in the chat that she has a healthy head of hair spray. And maybe you can include that in the chat for us, Teresa. We have we have two other recipes. The other one is cedarwood, clary sage, tulsi, and rosemary. You're going to add 1 to 2 drops with each shampooing, and then you're going to blend all of the above with fractionated coconut oil, and then apply to the scalp and let it sit for a few hours or overnight. Now, if this is very greasy and you're afraid, oh my goodness, my bed linens, what's going to happen? You can do one of two things. You can use a shower cap, which most of us can get a shower cap just about anywhere. You can wrap your head with a towel, or you can use some of those things. Ladies, you may know this, that thing called a Turby Twist, which is actually a Turby Twist? Yeah, Turby Twist. Very thin towel. You put it on your head and kind of twist it up, and it has a loop in the back that will make it really stay on. That's going to really promote those oils sinking into that scalp, and then obviously protect your pillows. I hope these recipes are good for you. If you've used a hair care recipe, Anna says she loves the Turby Twist. Okay, fabulous. I know, I love it too. It's super thin, which is great. Not like a big, giant, bulky towel, which I also use all the time. If you have a recipe and you'd like to add it in the chat, we'd love to see it. Please put it in. We're going to keep going. Our next on the hit parade is, I put here, how do you know if they're pure? We know a couple of things about doTERRA. We know that the company uses high quality plants. We do not use brokers, and we create collectives with local farmers, regardless of where those farmers live. We're looking for products and for plants from all over the world and trying to work hand in hand with the farmers, not to just take their products from them and leave them impoverished. Our goal is to promote and to empower those communities where products are being grown. We have safety procedures in place to guard against contamination during the production process. Our oils are not adulterated or synthetic fillers are never used to cut costs. We also have test each and every batch of essential oils, and third-party testing is also, we do our own in-house testing and third-party testing, and our tests are available to the public. So if you're using another brand, and I can think of a couple that you might be using in case you're picking them up at the supermarket or the drugstore or any pharmacy, you may not be able to answer these questions in the affirmative. Is my company using the company that I'm using doing these same sorts of safety practices? And then storage and handling. Are the oils carefully processed? Are they packaged right away, stored to avoid chemical alterations, and then also not stored in a way that they could be affected by heat or by light? Teresa just posted the recipe in the chat. Thank you, Teresa. She is doing multi-stage and directly close to the scalp and comb it or brush it through. Interesting. Do this morning and night. So 20 drops each in a 4-ounce spray bottle. So that's going to be I bet it smells delicious though, because she's got lavender, tea tree, copaiba, peppermint, cedarwood, clary sage, geranium, rosemary, and hinoki if you have it. And you can spray that into your hair. So I bet it smells amazing, like very herbal. One of the things we're not talking about today, but we should, is controlling or preventing lice. Lice is one of those things that kids sometimes get when they're in closed situations, either schools. For the last 2 years, nobody's been in a closed situation. We've all been very spread out. But I think as things begin to open up, especially in camps, kids share towels, they share hats. It happens, right? We want to look at peppermint and tea tree and use those two together, applying them to the scalp and then letting them kind of sink in. You can use, and rosemary, and using a spray during the day. Wild orange is also extremely effective. You can find lots of different sprays for controlling lice. So I think there's really a 1-2 punch. Number one is preparing the spray and having it in your child's bathroom so that they can spray it on every single day as they go to school, as they go to camp. to prevent any lice from attaching to them. And then if your child were to get lice, then there are remedies for them to use. You're going to have to comb out those nits, folks. I don't have a recipe for that, but it's going to prevent more nits from coming on and also allow the nits to loosen from the hair. That's a subject that nobody wants to talk about, nobody wants to hear, but it really is a reality, especially with children. Okay, the number one, so let's talk about our hair care trio. We've got our hair care line is free of sulfates, silicones, phenylethanol, phthalates, and parabens, and includes oils of peppermint, tea tree, eucalyptus, and spearmint. Of course, it includes shampoo, conditioner, and a leave-in conditioner, all of which work really well in conjunction with each other. I'm going to go into a little bit more depth for each one. Of course, number one on the hit parade is the shampoo. Love the new bottles. I have to say, the old shampoo was amazing, and I think it's still being sold in some markets. I'm not discounting it, and I know it's still around, and if you love it, then you should grab as much as you possibly can. I don't know how much longer it's going to be around, but this is my new favorite. In addition, just on an aesthetic level, and you know me, I'm all about what does it look like. This looks great in my bathroom. It just has a very modern, clean feel about it. So whether it's hairspray or hard water or chlorine from the pool, your hair needs gentle cleansing. It's safe for color treated hair. It is infused with those same essential oils that I mentioned, and you're going to use it just like you would use any shampoo. The primary benefits are that it contains quinoa protein to help strengthen and protect the hair. It gently removes hard water minerals, pollutants, and styling products that create residue on the hair. It is revitalizing and nourishing, and it's safe for color treated hair, all of which are super important. So it's safe enough to be used every day. If you're a person who shampoos their hair every day, I don't need to. My hair tends to be kind of dry. I have a lot of it. It would be a pain in the neck to wash this whole head of hair and then style it every day. But if you're the type of person, you live in a hot country, or you are in a place where really your hair needs to be washed every day, this is safe for you. Let's talk a little bit about the daily conditioner. This is the kind of the 1-2 punch, the shampoo and the conditioner. It has some great benefits in that it rinses clean and leaves the hair hydrated. It strengthens and smooths the hair and leaves the hair silky without buildup. Again, you can see that this lady has long hair. You're going to start, if you have longer hair, at the tips of the hair and then work your way back. You don't want to add too much conditioner to the scalp, because the scalp really doesn't need conditioning with this product, right? We use the scalp. I'm going to go over 1 or 2 other products that you can use if you want to condition your scalp that do have essential oils in them. And then finally, in this grouping, we have the leave-in conditioner, created to be used on all sorts of hair types. It's lightweight with nutrients and natural ingredients. It includes some different essential oils. It actually has wild orange, lime, blue tansy, magnolia, and osmanthus. So it has a delicious kind of, I want to say, fruity floral smell to it. You're just kind of spraying it on. It's a detangler, but all of those essential oils are going to help you strengthen your scalp, improve your scalp texture, and they're going to smell delicious. So during the day, when you breathe them in, you're going to be breathing in all of that goodness that's going to help to protect you and to protect your hair. It's going to detangle and soften the hair. It's going to help protect when you're using any sort of heat styling products, or are they products? No, heat styling mechanisms. I don't know, whatever. Things like blow dryers or flat irons or curling irons, all of those things are going to heat damage the hair. It locks in moisture, right? So many of us complain about dry hair. I think here in the wintertime, especially, can you believe that it is down below 0 centigrade again today, folks? It's something like -10 again this morning, so which is 21 degrees Fahrenheit. I mean, what is happening? And we're supposed to have this weather for the next 3 days. So needless to say, my heat is cranking, my hair is drying out, my skin is drying out. Eek! I need my spray and conditioner, right? What can I say? So we've got two other products from the older product line that are still really, really good. One, we're going to talk about those. I'm going to talk about them each individually, but I'm sure you remember these beautiful kind of yellow, yellow-greeny bottles, the Root to Tip Serum and the Healthy Hold Glaze. So I would call these our styling products, whereas the other products are our cleaning and conditioning products. Root to Tip Serum is created with oils of lavender, peppermint, marjoram, cedarwood, lavandin, rosemary, niaouli, and eucalyptus. I mean, so incredibly rich. It does condition the hair and the scalp. So this is one of the products that you can use on your scalp. And it moisturizes, it gives you protective lipids. This is a fabulous product. I don't know if you've used it before. It almost feels you're only going to use a tiny amount. I use a tiny amount and I have a lot of hair. So if you have short hair or you don't have very thick hair, you're going to be using about the size of a very small coin, applying it from the roots all the way back into the scalp. The scalp is going to become actually, I don't know, it almost feels like a burst of energy to the scalp. I don't know what it is, but it is really amazing. And I'm sure it has to do with the fact that the lavender and the rosemary are just there to condition the scalp. You can also use it on split ends. If you have any kind of split ends, you're going to apply a couple of drops to clean damp hair. You can actually add it just on the scalp if you wish. Anna's saying she loves it and she just used it before this, right after her bath, and love its sweet and calming scent. Yeah, Anna, I would agree with you 100%. It is an amazing product. Okay, let's talk about the Healthy Hold Glaze. So if you're a person who styles your hair in general and wants to have a little bit of hold, but not that crunchy hold that you get, or that kind of slick down look, Healthy Hold Glaze is a great product. It'll give you a little bit of a sheen, but not that hard, like hairspray-ish look, and not those 1950s kind of slick back looks that we got from either greases or pomades. It's light and gives a little bit of hold for styling. Again, you're going to apply it to clean damp hair. So when you just come out of the shower, towel dry, and then apply it to clean damp hair. I would use the Healthy Hold Glaze and the Root to Tip Serum together. You could use them apart, but together it's going to be a little better. And you're going to be able to style your hair, even if you're just a gentleman who kind of, I don't know, washes his hair and then just combs it through and lets it dry. The Healthy Hold Glaze is going to keep it from kind of drooping or not staying in place. My son has a lot of hair, short, but a lot of hair, and he likes to wear the top of his hair super curly. And when he doesn't use the Healthy Hold Glaze, it kind of can get a little bit frizzy and messed up, and he wears caps and stuff, so he takes his hat on and off. He is a gym goer and an athlete, so he washes his hair very frequently. The Healthy Hold Glaze kind of keeps the hair in place and makes it look really healthy and good. Okay, let's go back to our original products. Whenever I think of these products, I think of my friend Teresa. Why? Because I was slow to the game to buy this triple trio, and she had grabbed hers right away. And so when they sold out, she was kind enough to share one with me. So this is whenever I see this, it's a fond memory of my friend Teresa, and I'm so happy that I have these. You can bring them on trips. They're just a little bit smaller. They are 100 milliliter sizes of the shampoo, the conditioner, and the leave-in conditioner. So they're in TSA approved sizes, which basically means you can take them on an airplane without any trouble. And they come in a translucent, waterproof, zippered bag. So you can travel with them. You can put them in your gym bag, wherever it is that you need some quick hair products. And what I like to do is save the kit and then refill it. So you don't have to keep buying kits. But I would say this is a lovely, lovely gift. So if you're thinking of giving somebody something, whether they travel or they don't, this is a great gift to pass along. Okay, maybe you're thinking about becoming a wellness advocate. Maybe you know someone who's thinking of becoming a wellness advocate. There's a couple of benefits that I want to point out to you. One of the things that dōTERRA is going deep into now is things that I will call gateway products. Hair care is a gateway product. It's a product that people already know how to wash and style their hair, right? So you're just encouraging them or helping them to use something that's a little bit more natural. You can provide them with a sample. You can provide them with one of those little kits. But gateway products are the surest and fastest way for you to help someone to become a doTERRA member. You know that if you become a wellness advocate, you get a 25% discount on all your products. You can earn a loyalty rewards points program. You can qualify for the free product of the month. And then you also get a free bottle of peppermint when you renew your membership at the end of 1 year. I would say that being a member, being a wellness advocate has a lot of benefits. If you're not already a wellness advocate, or you're afraid or nervous to talk to someone about becoming one, maybe a friend or a family member, today's the day to start. Start with one of these gateway products. There are going to be more and more. Others are some of the home care line, the skincare line. Help people to see that this is a company that really has a lot of natural products that they can use instead of some of the chemical laden products that they may be using from other sources. I've got a couple of sources for you, some links that I can provide in the chat if you're interested where we got our information. There we go. So if you're interested in reading about any of the products, including some of the older products, you can see them all there. Just thank you. Thank you so much for having been here today. Quick topic, but I think it's interesting enough. We haven't covered hair care in forever. And I think it's important for us to just keep abreast of what's going on. And the new hair care kit is really, I think it's a good one. We haven't talked about it as much because it came out sort of in the middle of COVID. And I guess people just weren't talking about it. We certainly weren't traveling, but now that we are, we can get using it again. Please follow us and subscribe on all our social media platforms. We're always interested in connecting with you. We've actually recently passed a cute milestone, which is we've gotten 20,000 views on our videos here on YouTube. I know that's tiny in comparison to some of the really big accounts, but for us, it means the world to us that you're watching and that you're enjoying our content. And we hope you'll come back again and see us throughout this next season when we're going to be talking about a lot of new things. Thank you for having been here, and have a wonderful week. For those of you who are on the live, if you could stay on for a little while longer. If you're watching us on YouTube, thanks for having been here, for having joined us today. Have a wonderful week, and I'm looking forward to connecting with you again in the next few days when we have some really good content coming out about leadership and all the things that went on. So have a wonderful week, and I'll see you all real soon. Bye-bye now.